This reading is for Kara. Kara, thank you for choosing me to do your reading today. So the first card that comes up is talking about you right now. This card would indicate to me that you're currently on the right track with things. You're implementing some plans. You have resources available to you to keep making progress with doing those things. So, you're headed in the right direction to reach where you want to be at. You do have a little bit of challenge in that you find yourself, some days it's just hard to keep up the pace. You just have to continue taking the actions that you're taking, because the first card does indicate, you're headed in the right direction towards manifesting whatever this goal is that you're working towards. But you do need to stay very calculated and disciplined to get where you want to be ultimately. And that can take an incredible amount of energy. So that really feels like that's going to be your biggest challenge with this, is to keep up the stamina and the pace and the energy to keep moving along with things and not giving up. Consciously, you are aware that you have a lot of opportunities and choices for yourself right now. I really want you to be careful and realistic about what you agree to take on, especially because you do have to keep the kind of pace that you need to keep. People are going to promise you a lot of money with certain jobs, and that can seem really appealing, but I really want you to look deeply into what exactly is being offered to you and the circumstances around that, because I think sometimes you're going to see, and you do see, that what they're saying is not what's going on, truly isn't what's being promised, is more or less what I want you to understand. So really read the fine details, talk to people who work there, that type of stuff, because employers can make things seem wonderful that really aren't good for you. Toxic work environments. As far as subconsciously and things that you're not really aware of, it's an interesting one, and I've not had this card in this placement in a very long time. So it does seem like you're not aware of someone new in your life who is going to play a very beneficial role for you if you allow them. It's kind of like that win-win partnership. You both are able to appreciate what each other bring to the table. It's that kind of thing. You have just really good synergy. And it seems like you're just not aware of that yet. So pay attention, because there's somebody around who's going to be an asset in your life and a great support for you. And I feel could really help you with some of the things that you worry about. In your recent past, you may have just taken some time to kind of listen to your own thoughts about just how you're thinking and feeling about things going on, your own, you're tuning into your own wisdom. And this is kind of because you were trying to keep yourself from being swayed by someone else's opinions of what they wanted for you, or, trying to keep yourself from being swept up in their drama. Somebody, who is kind of prone to drama, and you don't want to be influenced by that. It does seem like you needed to focus on what was right for you at that time. For your near future, one thing I have to throw in here, because when it comes in, I have to say, okay, stop. This is what I saw. So when I started to do your read, what I did hear very clearly was fender bender. So I really want you and your children who drive to be very careful within this next 3-month period about fender benders. I don't know why that came in. It doesn't feel like anything major. It feels like something minor, but just be careful, be aware, be prepared, be insured, that type of thing. But it does seem like outside of that, you're going to need to make a choice with things that are going to have some potential long-term repercussions. You need to really, again, tune into that wisdom you were tuning into before, to kind of be aware of the decisions that you're making and the major impact that that's going to have on the well-being of yourself and, you know, the people that you love. Whatever this decision is coming up, it's going to be significant. And it's going to, again, be something long-term. This isn't a short-term decision. For your next card coming up is about advice. You may have some letting go to do in order to move on into the next era of your life. There's this little bit of you that kind of clings to the what was. You will not and you cannot be the person that you were yesterday, last month, last year, last decade, any of that. You really have to be accepting and welcome the new version of yourself and not resist or fight that. It's very important for your growth. As far as people, again, you may have some indecisions about somebody in your life right now. You kind of feel stuck in making a choice regarding them. And I know it can feel really impossible to choose, especially when it has to do with people and not things and jobs and that type of stuff. So I really want you to analyze the situation and try to do so from another person's perspective. And I think if you do that, you're going to find the answer that you're looking for. As far as your hopes and fears, you are fearful about making a choice in regards to relationship. You might be fearful that an aspect of your life or their life is going to need to be sacrificed, you know, vice versa. And also in letting somebody down. That's something that's really playing with your mind. If you stay on the path that you're currently on, making the kinds of decisions that you're currently making, your potential outcome, it does seem like you're going to have some really good news that you've been hoping for, and this is going to come in unexpected. It does feel like a job offer. Now this is your further future out, so I'm trying to tune in. I would put it at somewhere between 6 and 8 months from now. And this is going to be a job that's really going to work out well with you. You're going to really thrive in this position. And a lot of the hard work that you've put in the past is really going to pay off for you coming up in the future. You've made some financial decisions throughout this last while that are going to start to affect things in a positive way for you and your family. I do think there's a possibility of you looking into purchasing some kind of property or home within the next year. Anyway, I will talk to you soon. Love you lots.